Welcome everybody to In the House Media House Call. We have Kam Krzy in the studio with us tonight. It's nice to have you on our platform. We're gonna
Thank
just
you,
like
thank you.
dive right in here. We're gonna jump in here. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna make this
Oh
a
yeah,
little
let's do it.
fun.
Let's do it. Thank
Yeah,
you
we're
for
gonna.
having me, man.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So I've been vibing. I've been listening to your song Tower Moment.
Okay.
I wanna,
Ooh.
before I dive into that song,
Mm-hmm.
I want to understand what you was writing about because
Oh.
it sounded like you was breaking up with somebody, like really leaving them.
Oh yeah. So with my music, I like to hit home with certain emotions and situations that either I've been in or seen people in. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Tower Moment is one of those things where when you realize, hey, at the end of the day, you got to have your morals and standards and things that you want fulfilled in a relationship. And if that's not happening, that's really a
Mhm.
tower moment. And usually in those moments, that's the key to your life, that you move forward or you continue to rock with that person. And but that in that moment, it's either going to be a good or a positive thing. So you have to make that decision in that tower moment. So that's kind of all that in a
Yeah,
nutshell with that song.
yeah. You do you, I do me. A tower
Yeah.
moment, can't you see? I was listening. I was vibing. I'm telling you, I was
Oh
vibing out
yeah,
on you. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But then
Yeah, that means you.
I like the way you described it, like tower moment. When I thought of tower moment, I'm thinking you're saying that it's standing still. That's what came to my mind.
Oh, things can be stagnant. It depends on what your personality and your situation is in each relationship. You know what I mean? It's like a tower moment. Even in tarot, I don't know if you know tarot cards. Is like when there's a point in your life where you guys have to make a decision. Either we move forward or we break apart. And but
Right.
after that decision is made, it's usually a positive thing, even though it might suck in the moment, the tower moment. But it benefits you later in the long run. You take what you learn from that relationship. You do you, I do me, and we tower moment, can't you see? You know what
I
I
like
mean?
it.
So
I like it. I like it.
yeah.
I like it.
Hmm.
So let me ask you what inspires you? What inspired you to wanna what led you to music?
Oh man, that's a good question. A lot of things inspire me. Everyday life inspires me to write. I'm a writer. You know what I mean? I really get every day, like I said, people, situations I've been inspiring me. The biggest inspiration is, my parents. Obviously, that my dad was a DJ. My mom
Mhm.
was a dancer. There was always all type of music coming in and out of the house. You know what I mean? So it was always an influence there too. So definitely a music oriented family.
Okay, okay. And who is your biggest inspiration in the industry? Who would you say is like, let's say the top two, I'm gonna say two, because some people have long lists. Who is the top two that motivates you the most in the industry today?
Um, we talk about music, it'll have to be Tupac, Michael Jackson. Those two really influenced me even as a kid. Growing up seeing Michael Jackson in
Mhm.
the shows and seeing people fall out on stage crying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen that. I'm witnessing that. You know what I mean? Just seeing the impact Tupac had not only in his music but in his interviews and how he carried himself. And he was from the Bay Area as well. LA, and that's where I'm from. So a lot of those influences. Also want to take the time to shout out to my mentors too. Hawk Shabazz was his Tupac's first manager back
Right.
in Oakland. And Ricardo Scales also out of Oakland, who played with Prince and mentored a couple people like her and Tony. Shout out to all those people too, because they're all influenced and are people I look up to in the industry as well.
So are you on any tours? Are you doing where can people find you outside of, like, I know there's YouTube and social platforms, but like, are you doing shows? Do you promote yourself? Are you out
Oh
there?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I have a website. All my shows and schedules are there. I just did a show in San Jose with Dero.
Mhm.
It was pretty dope. You know what I mean? I have a magazine signing with Sapphire Emerald coming up. Look out for that. And all those dates will be on my website. The website is Cam KRZY. That's camcrazy.com. You can find merch, music, shows, all that good stuff there.
Okay, Kam Crazy. So I know it's keep
Hmm.
rising towards zenith year. I've studied it. What
Yes.
does that mean? What does that entail?
Well, Cam Crazy, the name, it obviously is my name cut short, KM, and then
Mhm.
the KRZY is an acronym for meaning keep rising to zenith year. Now, zenith year is a pinnacle of your life where we all strive to be. You know what I mean? That's what zenith music is about. That's what Cam Crazy is about. Is rising to that zenith year, man, and just being the best Cameron I could be, the best Cam Crazy I could be, and that's the moment that solidifies that the zenith year.
So it doesn't have anything to do with like signs,
Oh,
or
like you mean horoscopes?
yeah, like you think when I would think like you like the horoscopes,
Uh,
like readings.
oh yeah, no, but definitely Tower Moment kind of falls in that plane too of the signs and horoscopes and astrology. People say the Tower Moment is a tarot card in that deck that also explains change in your life. So all this stuff, I'm a spiritual dude. You know what I mean? I'm connected. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that all that stuff is in the music because people feel that, and with music people have to feel it, and in order to feel it, they have to know something real. So I always try to make sure I put something real in my music.
So what was the age when you decided, like, when you was just sitting there in that moment and you was like, this is what I want to do? And who did you tell? Like, did you go to
Um,
your parents?
Well, music has always been around, but the year that I really decided to really do music and go in the studio and put those 10,000 hours in would be
Mhm.
2017. 2017, my cousin had a record label, CRC. You know what I mean? He had a studio. I wrote a song. He said, "Hey, you need to come record this with Todd." Recorded it with Todd. People enjoyed it. My first single got put out, and it was, sky's the limit from there. Just been rocking. Um, Grateful
Just-
for the people ahead of me who've already been in music. Shout out to Golden Gems Records. Shout out to CRC Records. All those people who are a part of the beginning for me.
Okay, so we're gonna pause for a minute and play something, play a little bit of your music so we can,
Cool, cool.
it was hear some of Cam Crazy's stuff. So
Yeah, let's get it.
let's get it in.
Yeah. See, I do this for the love, others do it for the fake. On stage, I rock a show, then I make a patty cake. I hit it on the road, I be in there out of state. Yeah, I know my heart cold and they wanna play. Do what you say, say what you mean. Smoking that haze. Open, move rock, potent, all in motion. Got you, open, got you, got you. Girl like the boy, she ride it like a Porsche. I can feel the force. Pop it, baby, keep it lit. Out in the spaceship. You can take a ride in the spaceship. Cabin fever.
Okay. So tell us a little bit
Mhm.
about that. It was like you said that was a compilation of different songs together.
Yeah, definitely. It was a compilation, like a reel of different songs. That first song is called Head Rock. Shout out to E45 for being on that song with me. Out of the Bay Area, man. We put that together and on the Y in Sacramento. That's the dope song that I just had on my project, Crazy Modern Life. Dropped that project last year, and then Got You Open. That's the song I did with Clooney Certified out of LA at studio in Burbank. Man, we've been making some great music together, man. Got You Open is one of the signature songs that we made together. I'm really proud of that song. And then Cabin Fever. Shout out to Dev Deasy. That's my cousin as well. He was on that song. We made that with Clooney Certified as well, man. And that song was pretty dope. We recorded that song in Burbank and Big Bears where we did the video. So it was pretty dope, man. Music takes you everywhere, man. Music
It
brings in a lot
does.
of people. Yeah, and it's like it's beautiful to see that, and see that on the video and just making the music for people, man. It's dope.
So where do you see your music career ahead? Like where do you want to see your music? What direction do you want to go? You want to be like a major big star? Are you trying to just do it? Because I think your style music is different than the rap that we hear now. Um,
Hmm.
because as I listened to Got You Open and Tower Moment, and I was able to play it like repeatedly. Normally I'd be like, oh, I can't listen to that. But like, I kept playing you. That's why I knew the words. I was like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You let me to stay. And then I was like vibing in the car, I'm riding,
Yep.
my 1 2 1 2. And
That.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I like
Yeah.
this. I like it a lot. So where do you see yourself going? Do you want to change the industry in the kind of music because I don't think you sound like anybody, that's why.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely change the industry. The music that I make is alternative hip hop, so it's a little different vibe. but it allows you to play it over and want to keep hearing it. You know what I mean? That's the goal of the sound that we're building here in Zenith Music and, with Kam Krzy. I see myself, Billboard charted, 10, top 10. I see myself Grammy nominated, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Sky's the limit when it comes to me. And it's really just targets of mine, and it's just about reaching those goals and, being who I am and being the best person I could be will get me to do that. So that's what I believe.
Do you have a good fan base? The base of your mom, your parents, your family, are they like really supportive of your goals and your dreams when it comes to music?
Yeah, definitely. My family is definitely more supportive now. In the beginning, I want to be a rapper. It's kind of like, I don't know, but it's like,
Why?
right. But like I said again, it's all about the work you put in. It's the 10,000 hours. It's the finding mentors. It's the going out there handing CDs. It's like, okay, then you get the respect out of everybody around you. It doesn't matter who you is. We can have a conversation, and I did the groundwork. It's like, man, people are going to support that. And that's what I had to learn. And I didn't learn that today, though. You know what I mean? That took time,
Right.
but
Takes time.
that's definitely a process with everything. But yeah, definitely love the support now and continue to be open to more support too.
So what else do you have coming out? What else do you have your hands in? So we know you do, because your music is like kind of like singing but rapping. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the cross between the two, because I can hear like a little bit of R&B, then I hear a little bit of pop in there. It's like
Mm-hmm.
when I was listening to it, I think you can cross over like on the Billboard, because you're like, it's a different sound. It's just not
Right.
what you hear every day playing, like that same constant
Mm-hmm.
sound that I hear all the time. And I'm like, oh Lord, another one. But when I, like I said, it was fresh, it was refreshing. So
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
no, it was. What other avenues do you feel you venture down?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just did a pilot with Ren Leo in Atlanta. We did a Passport Poppy, so that's acting. I'm doing my acting thing too.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Modeling. I just was on the cover of the magazine, the Sapphire Emerald again. So shout out to Yolanda Mack for hooking me up with that. And, just being a well-rounded person, man. Doing the things that I can that I see fits, and what I mean. Just God's been blessing me, man, and I'm so grateful for it.
And that's amazing. That's always the amazing part about this industry. It's different. It's a lot of things that's different in it. I think the biggest challenge that I think. Let me ask you that. What do you think is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest challenge in the industry today?
The biggest challenge in the industry, I think a lot of it comes to self, you know what I mean? Just, okay, you know, uh, getting up and doing the work, man. Because like, a lot of people could look at the industry, be like, man, they didn't like me, or they didn't really, rock with my music or whatever. But it's like, hey, it don't matter if they didn't. You just got to find the market and people that do. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you played it 2 or 3 times, and that's the beauty of that. But you're not gonna get that done in the industry without putting yourself out there and really going and believing in yourself. And that's the thing. It's just really the hardest part is waking up every morning and knowing, hey, you gotta do this yourself. You gotta look
Now
in the mirror
this is
and
what
be,
you do. Period. You don't do anything. This is
yeah,
between filming, music. That's your life. That's what you live.
yeah, right. And you gotta believe in that yourself, because if you don't, nobody's gonna believe it or pick you or do whatever you want without you believing it internally first. That's just what I believe.
Okay. 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 So tell me, there was another question that I had. It just popped in my head and then popped out just that fast. I had like a list of stuff that I wrote out. Do you
Oh,
think
that's
you're ever
good.
going to leave out of California?
Ever leave out of California?
Because like you was in, I know you're from Oakland, California. Are you still in Oakland,
Uh-huh.
California?
Oh yeah, I've been in and out of Oakland. I moved around a lot actually. Sacramento, I mean, I'm in Richmond now. My family's actually from LA. And
Okay.
my dad's actually and my father's actually from Oakland. But my grandma and grandparents are from Belize. It's in Central America. So shout out to all the Belizeans out there. I don't know if
Okay.
you know that. Yeah. So
Yeah, I do.
I've been out. Yeah, I've been out there a couple times. So yeah, I'll definitely travel. And like I said, wherever God takes me is where I will be. I'm not necessarily stuck to be in one place. So it's all good.
So you think you'll remain humble? You think you'll remain? The industry can eat you up. That's why I'm asking. So do you think
Oh,
like your spirit is very calm, it's very kind, it's very gravitating. So do you think you
hmm
can remain that way in an industry that changes you so much? Because like once you're in it, you're in it.
Oh yeah.
There's so many
I
different
mean, well, I think there's definitely evolution with everything, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely gonna be the core of who I am and remain who I am. But as far as like, evolving and adapting, that's definitely what I'm about too. So just to, God prepared me for everything, you know what I mean? I just gotta, see it through.
So, what do you feel makes you unique as an artist? What would you say is your biggest thing? Like you look at the industry today, and then I'm just saying across the board, what do you
hmm
think you says Cam Crazy? I'm unique in this way.
Oh yeah, with me it'll have to be like I said, the alternative hip hop vibe that I have, and that is really for me. You know what I mean? I'm a writer, nobody writes my stuff. I create my own, produce my own music. You know what I mean? So that's a very unique aspect of me.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, you know what I mean? That in its own, just me being me, Cam, and understanding who I am, not trying to be anybody else or try to imitate anybody. That itself is just gonna catapult me, I believe. Because like even the artists that I like, the most are the ones that were true and like, I mean,
Right.
really, really love their craft and really put the time in. So, and you can tell, you can see it.
Yeah, that's true. So who would you like to share the stage with? Like who's an artist that you would say I would want to be on a tour with that person and why?
Oh yeah, Drake. Drake is definitely one. Future's one. You know what I mean? That just picking their brains would be the most thing. Being in the studio with them, let alone
Just
being on stage with them. Yeah, but they're the greatest in their craft. You know what I mean? And they also kind of he can also do different types of music like I can. You know what I mean? And with the singing and the rapping at the same time. It's just things you could put in your toolbox. You know what I mean? I always say it's
right.
like that, like and picking their brain doing that. So yeah, definitely Drake.
So yeah, everybody always says Drake. They always say Drake. That's always the number one pick, Drake. You're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so who name some of the artists that you have shared the stage with, like that you've have been like maybe like a feature or like a opening act or opening,
Oh,
opening for.
yeah. I opened up for YG in the Compton backpack swap meet in LA.
Mhm.
That's one of the big ones. I opened up for Sean Kingston. We did that in Concord, and I also opened up last week for Dero. Clean on the inside, outside Dero last week in San Jose. So I've been, in the industry doing my thing. You know what I mean? It's just, bigger and bigger stages, bigger and bigger situations.
Bigger,
Um,
different crowds, different crowds. So
hmm
female wise, let's talk about the females. The ladies
Oh
always
yeah,
want you
let's
to
do
ask the
that.
questions about the men.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah,
females.
definitely.
So what is your status? Let's get these conversations that need to be had.
Oh
What is
yeah,
your
nah, yeah.
status?
Oh no, I'm taking. You know what I mean? I keep that private too. You know what I mean? But
No,
yeah, I'm
that's fine.
taking. hmm
Okay. Do you find it hard in the industry? Like, that's one of the things that a lot of people get caught into. Like there's always women at you, at you, at you constantly. And they're
hmm
99.9, they're fans, but they are always at you all the time because, women like rappers. They just do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
No
how do you
doubt.
balance?
Oh, it's just again, look, making sure where home is at. You know what I mean? Understanding that like they're fans. Just like a customer. You know what I mean? You
Right.
got to make sure you please them. The way they come to your show, you want to make sure you give them that energy. And I think a lot of it is just energy. You know what I mean? And they
Right.
know too. They respect it. You know what I mean? You can't control people, but you can control yourself. So that's just what the morals that I know, and that's how I'm able to be in this industry.
That's a good way to explain it. That really is.
hmm
Um, who do you think is the who would you out of female rappers or let's say
hmm
female artists period, which female artist would you want to share the stage with and why?
Oh, female artist, man, it's a lot of them. Um, I would have to say Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki Minaj is probably the best female artist. We can all go in the comments and talk about that, but she really laid the foundation for a lot of these people. Lil Kim laid
Hmm.
the foundation for her, for Nicki Minaj, and Queen Latifah laid the foundation for them. You know what I mean? And Doja Cat's pretty dope too. I feel like our music will mesh. You know what I mean? Not saying her as a person, but just her as a musician. And then her as well. Her is actually was mentored by Ricardo
I
Scales, my
like her.
mentor
I
too.
do
So
like
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Hmm.
So definitely we can definitely get something cracking with that too. So yeah, yeah, I'm open, man. What making music is a beautiful thing, man. It's just whoever wants to make music and make something great, let's do it. I'm all for it.
And you know, like now in the industry, there was a time when African music wasn't played, but now you see all the rappers, they're crossing over
Mm,
into the African field. They, you know, they're getting African artists, they're bringing them, they're on their songs, the beats are coming.
hmm
Do you see yourself in, I mean, I don't know if you have, do you see yourself making any music with any Afro beats or any kind of, you know, artists
Oh
from
yeah. Definitely, like Belize, they have a lot of Afrobeat in there too. You know what I mean? When I
Mhm.
go to that country, you know what I mean. So, like Burna Boy, Wizkid,
Oh, I
those are
love
some.
her.
Yeah. Tim's is another one too.
Mhm.
So those are some of the artists that I would really love to work with. You know, out of the Afrobeat and that community.
So what do you have new out now?
Right now, Tower Moment, the song you was listening to, that dropped this year.
Or did it drop this year?
Coming.
Because I know I heard it and I didn't know if it was old or new. I just know that I,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I got it and I just listened to it. I was like, let me study, you know, study you to know who you
Oh yeah.
are, who, you know,
hmm
to find out as much as I could dig out about you. I could dig out
Oh yeah.
about
No,
you.
I appreciate it. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, Tower Moment, that dropped in Valentine's Day. That was a Valentine's Day song of 2023.
A
So we got
Valentine's
more.
Day song and you're breaking up with somebody?
Yeah, you know what I
You
mean?
can't be
We
breaking
might,
up with the women on Valentine's Day. That's sad. That's sad.
hey, hashtag new love.
I know, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, not on Valentine's Day. You're supposed to sing happy stuff. No, that's I get it. People was probably playing your song and angry
That
at the same time.
hey, they was like, look, this is how I'm feeling, really. You know what I mean? It's about how getting to the consumer and really getting them to vibe with you. But this Valentine's Day, we'll put out a more positive song for them.
Something
But
happy for the women at least. You know, we don't want to be breaking up with the people. We want gifts. Thank you very much. We want the
flowers,
gifts too.
chocolate, candy, all
And the
that. Yeah,
happy
pampered.
songs. Yes. So let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
ask you, there was another song that I listened. I think it was called Hercules.
yeah,
Was it
yeah,
Hercules?
yeah.
That was the
Hercules, yep.
one that was from 20, that wasn't recent.
That was on 2021. That song was on a EP called Cam Ab. That was also with Clooney. That song Hercules is actually on a movie called Blunt News. That was my first song that made it to a movie. You can stream
Okay.
Blunt News on Amazon Prime. You know what I mean, and
Blunt
hear
News.
the song in the beginning credit. Yep. So shout out
Now
to
what brought
One
about
Shot
that
Films.
title? Why that title? Well, for that song.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like what
I just
inspired
I just moved. I just moved to Hercules, and then it was in my mind. I was like, oh, let me make a song about Hercules. And Hercules is actually a Greek god, right? And
you?
it was just it was a lot. It was a lot to talk about, and it just flowed. Like when I write, it's like I come up with subjects and topics, and I hear the beat, and it just flows. And when it flows like that, you just gotta let it happen. So and that ended up being a big hit for me. So yeah.
So to ask you, so when you're in your writing moment, are you the
hmm
kind of writer that you're just like, if you're in the car and it comes to you, you're like jotting it down, or do you have to be in that moment and just something in your life is going on and you're like that this is going to work and I'm going to write to it? Or can you be around
Um,
like your family and people talking and then this moments come to you? How does your music come to you? How do you feel out what you're writing and what motivates it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's both. I think, like I said, for me, I could find inspiration through anything at any time. I could be
Mhm.
driving at a stoplight and be like, "Oh man, I hear a beat," and I write down in my notes. I just start writing down in my notes, what I'm hearing, what I think, and then once you kind of know the formula of writing, you kind of just it flows a little better. Just like if you know a paragraph, 5 sentences, you just start breaking them down. But like being in the studio and writing at home is two different things. And I feel like I hear that in the quality of my music too.
Mhm.
But me, I prefer like writing in the studio and like really
With the
honing in
vibe,
on that.
the whole vibe.
Yeah. But I understand writing away from it too because you can kind of get more emotions and stuff into it. It just depends on what topics and what we're writing about and what type of music you're making. But yeah, definitely prefer more of the studio vibe though.
Now, do you have any love raps?
Um, I have a lot. Actually, I have a couple albums to be honest with you. I have one called King of Romance that thinking about dropping soon. And I have a song called Desires coming soon
Okay.
too. So be on the lookout for that project and that song Desires. thinking
I'm
about
gonna be
February
looking for
time.
you, Cam. I'm gonna be looking now. I'm gonna be like, where you at with this song? And he told me he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
coming out with
definitely.
this February coming up.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely.
on
There
my
we go, bro.
radar.
Look at. Oh yeah, man. I appreciate that for real.
No, that's good. I like to hear. We all appreciate good music. Like when you hear something, you want to
Hmm.
promote that and pump that and say, hey, this guy is really good. Because I was
Oh man.
riding with my fiance and I was like, you got to check this guy out. Like I'm interviewing him tonight and he's amazing. Listen, and I'm like, we're like
Oh
bumping,
man.
like yeah, Tab, I'm all we are like wilding out, and I'm like, yeah, he's he this song it caught like I said, it caught me off guard. That's what it did, and it was
Oh,
unique in its own style, in its own way, and it was. It's good. It's good. It's good music. It's good
thank
music.
you.
And we look forward to hearing more from you. But like, where
Mhm.
can like people find you if they want to? And I know you said you have a website. You might want to repeat that one more time
Oh
so
yeah,
they can hear
no
it.
doubt. You guys can find me on all platforms. Cam underscore KRZY. That's KAM underscore KRZY. My website has everything on there: music, merchandise, videos. Um, Crazy.com. So that's KAMKRZY.com. And I just released a lyric video for that song, Tower Moment. So if you guys want to see the lyrics and
I
see
just see
what we're talking about, yeah, you guys can check that one out too. So that's all on the website and that's all on YouTube, KAM KRZY. So yeah.
Now, are you on any like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any of those
Hmm.
platforms for your music?
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, fan base. Shout out to fan base. Um, you guys can find my stuff everywhere. Type
Okay,
in
so they can all
KAMKRZY.
crazy, and it's not spelled
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. It is Krzy for the listeners and
Mm-hmm.
the viewers. He spells it a little different because a lot of people are going to
Yes,
go and
yes.
put it crazy, and it's not going to come out right. So tell us, before we bring our interview to an end, tell us something about you that you would want the viewers to know. Tell us something about you. Give us something about you that we can walk away
Okay.
with and say, yeah, that's that guy, and we'll remember you by that. Like I'm gonna remember you anyway, but we're gonna remember you by this. What you're gonna say to the world right now, what
Mm-hmm.
would you say?
Oh yeah, always make sure you're striving towards your targets and your goals, man. You know what I mean? You never know. One day you might be on in the house media talking about the accomplishments you've done. So don't ever give up, you know what I mean? And always, if there's opportunities and the doors are open, don't not take the door and open and go through that door. Go through the door and go through the door with confidence. So that's what I'll tell the people.
And what would you tell to the youth coming up that's in the industry, the younger generation that is striving to be great as well? There's we sometimes we overlook the younger generation that's coming. What words
Mm.
of motivation would you give them?
Um, I'll tell them to research. I'll tell them to really, study and find mentorships because that could propel you further than you can even imagine. But you have to be open to that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll tell the youth is always to be open to learn and understand that you don't know everything. To continue to learn. So yeah,
To continue to grow. Yeah, that's good
yeah.
advice. I would say the same thing to give them that. It's been great having you on in the house media house
Thank you.
calls. We look forward to hearing more of your music and watching you grow. It's
Hmm.
always amazing to watch artists come up and see how they develop. And like I said, I think you're well on the way. Your music sounds fantastic, hands
Thank
down.
you.
I give you a 10. Like
Oh,
I was vibing out to you. I was vibing out to you. So I give you a 10 on that.
thank
And thank you, once again for taking the time out your evening to come on in the house media house calls. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Um,
you. Hmm.
and that's it for us, y'all.
Thank you, Shelly. Peace and love, y'all.
You're so welcome.
Hmm.